Because we're going to have a storm pretty soon, and I'm going to want to do something while we wait for the storm to pass. Oh, right. Get ourselves another two-handed weapon, or another weapon for our back. Okay, food. Let's grab 2 more cabbage. Okay, so the broccoli is seeding. And I'm not going to plant anything else. At this point, anything I plant here is just not going to make it through winter. Because I'm not mistaken, during the winter, anything that's growing out here is going to die anyways, so... no reason to waste the seeds. Yeah, and that's not even growing over there on any meaningful level. The strawberries are never going to do anything. These cabbage will probably come up and be good. Put away the broccoli. Alright, so before... actually, I almost forgot something. Because I grabbed the flamingos, so they're not there anymore. Alright, let's go to the other side of the house. See if we have any zombies around. Because I figure what we'll probably work on while it's storming is I'll work on the tailoring, just because it's something I can do inside, and we might go around and knock down more of these like little saplings and all that. Get some more wood, get back to working on building the perimeter. Because I've gone back, like, just mentally into clear zombie mode. Which is fine. Alright, one zombie down there. Any times with managing sleep. Okay, so generally speaking, there's a couple things you can do to help you with sleep. One thing you do have to recognize is on 1 hour days, your character is going to have to sleep a little while every single hour. Like, real life hour. It can be a good idea to choose a time to go to sleep, as Fenrir is mentioning. I usually try and set my, I want my character to be... I don't want my character to sleep until it's around 10. That way, I make sure I wake up when it's daylight. So it does mean sometimes I will deliberately keep my character up longer than I probably should to make them tired. But when I do get to that point, I'm usually doing stuff at home where if I'm super sleepy, it's not that big a deal. It's also not necessarily a bad idea to have an alarm for when you want to wake up. So a lot of people will set it to like 8:50, and the reason they'll set it to that time is they'll wake up, they'll immediately pull out their radio, turn on their radio to hear if there's anything going on at 9, and then begin their day. Now the thing is, certain activities will actually make you sleepy much faster than others. So like if you're chopping down trees or doing lots of fighting, you are going to make your character both exhausted and sleepy much faster. And it's just something to be conscious of. Whereas if you're doing something like reading books, that kind of thing, it'll take your character forever to get sleepy. Yep, we are at 7,500 kills at this point. Okay, I think I've cleared out the zombies in the immediate area. No. Oh, what is the highest? I think we had... Didn't we have a character in, like, the 9,000s? I know we've definitely hit the 8,000s before. But I do feel like we got up to 9,000 something or other on our last run of this, that we got a good foothold into Riverside. Before me being frustrated about not finding a book I was looking for got me looting houses, which is pretty dangerous to do. And even then, I didn't clear around a house before I went into it. And so while I was in a house, a zombie came through the window without making any noise. Oh, I already have Carpentry 7. Yeah, here, I can show the skills. But yeah, so we're at Fitness 4, Strength 5, but we're about halfway on both those. Our Nimble's coming along. It's a little over... it's getting pretty close to halfway, actually. I thought it was lower than that. Short Blunt's right about the level, but most of our combat skills are getting to 4 and 5. Spears being the exception, because I haven't really made any. We went out of our way to level Carpentry, just because I needed those rain barrels for water. I didn't want to have to boil water for the rest of my life, so I got those barrels up. We focus leveled that. I keep wanting to focus Mechanic, just so I can get to Hotwire. And we keep going, oh right, I still don't have a jack or a tire iron, so I can't really do auto mechanic on a meaningful level without it. I heard something about the metal barrels, that they're the ones in the refugee camp out Louisville that you can actually collect rainwater in. I've never messed with it myself. I will say, going to Louisville on 16X Pop is still terrifying. I do know Sewer Laner we're going to get there, but I'm going to want to be absolutely as stacked can be, which is why it's our last target. I literally opened the doors for you. Why would you go to the closed door? Yeah, please use the other door. Yeah, no, like, early game, I will kill all the zombies in the road. But about the time that's like, okay, I've got my generator, I've got gas, I've got a car, it's like, alright, it's time to stop killing them on the road. And don't get me wrong, if I'm in a bad way, like, I'm just in an area where there's trees on both sides of the road and it's just not safe, I will still kill them in the road and clean up afterwards. But in areas like this that we mostly got cleared, I'll take the time to just kill them on the road. Or kill them off the edges. Like, at this point, I'm not worried about these side roads at all. I'm not going to be driving down them. I'm mostly just clearing this main road. Maybe. I know, see, the thing is, there's a bunch of metal barrels that have the lid on them that you can't use. And then there's the big metal trash cans that look kind of like the barrels that you cannot use. But then there's these metal barrels that you actually do have the top open. Yep. Yeah, no, I'd like to get those, but that is going to be super late in the run. More than likely what'll happen is I made a mention that my plan right now for how this run would go is I clear Ekron, and like we put our main base here in Ekron, which is what we've already done. Then we'll go and push to Riverside, clear Riverside, push to Rosewood, clear Rosewood, push to Muldrow, or sorry, Midridge, clear Midridge, then Muldrow, then West Point. And then around towards when we start wrapping up West Point, I'm going to move my main base over to the east end of West Point. So that'll be like a base reset. And that's because this location is great for clearing the entire west half of the map, but there's just the east and west half of the map. There's just two bridges that are the only way to get between them. So I want to be near there when I start pushing the east side of the map, so I'm not driving a ridiculous distance. We'll do that. I'll clear the Valley Station. I will clear the mall, the school, the warehouse. And then at that point, I might move base a second time to the warehouse south of Louisville. And I'm not super set on the warehouse by Louisville quite yet, but that is a place I'm thinking. Because Louisville is probably going to be like clearing the entire rest of the map just in one place with how many zombies are going to be there. So like realistically, I'm going to actually pull up my map. Which time is perfect because my wife just brought me food. Yeah, so realistically the way I'm looking at it is, so this will be our first base. And then some point, like I haven't decided in the building, but like somewhere around this area, we'll end up putting our second base when we're getting ready to push this side of the map. And then when it comes time to push Louisville, I want to say this warehouse here is where I'm thinking about setting up. And it could be that I actually push into Louisville somewhere and set up. But yeah, because this is going to be like half the run is just clearing this stupid place. But yeah. I find it amusing that like all the cricket sounds and everything go away when you pause, so it's like almost oppressive after you've had a long pause that you pull up and just the crickets just show up in mass. But yeah, so realistically, I probably won't go after those rain barrels by Louisville until I'm ready to start pushing Louisville itself. Because, like, the rain barrels here, it's not like I can pick them up and move them with any reliability. I'm going to destroy probably a third of them when I go to move them. So I may either choose just not to move them at all and just leave this base functional. Should, I don't know, for some reason I need to drop back here, like, we get overrun in West Point or whatever. Like, we'll grab all our guns and ammo and food and stuff like that, and, you know, at this point I've got extra generators, so I might even leave the generator behind and just grab one of the spares for the next base. Like, the one thing that might get drug along with us is the ice freezers, because those are a bit more scarce. But I'd imagine by the time we're ready to push West Point, we'll have seen many of them. Oh. Got a free nightstick coming up here. Looks like some kind of gun, maybe a 9mm. It's a 9mm in crap shape with no bullets, so it's staying right on the body that it's on. Let's deal with that horde in the backyard. We're just basically, I'm treating as if the city isn't cleared. And we're just going around, we're re-clearing it one more time. And I did not burn down any of the buildings here. Thank you so much for the follow, not Shane. Welcome to the stream. But I don't do burns. I haven't done anything to create fire that has spread beyond just boiling water. Like we didn't spread fire there, we just boiled water. We just had unusually high number of houses that were burned down by the map generation, so that is what it is. But yeah, if you're trying to level carpentry, that picnic bench, those benches are really good, and church pews are really good. Basically, just think of how many squares, you know, something takes. The more squares it takes, the more it's going to be worth, and 4 is usually the biggest you see. I believe you need a hammer and a saw, I think are the tools you need for the church bench. Like, I don't think they take the screwdriver. Versus some stuff you just need the saw, some stuff you just need a hammer. Weird. I mean, I know you can just because, like, we did that this run. That's actually one of the ways we leveled is we broke up some of those benches, and we also broke up, like, a whole, like, this church up here. We broke up every single one of the pews in there. So I don't know. Ooh, beta blockers. Always want beta blockers. We don't need them nearly as often now as we did early game, but with some of the times where they've rolled in with 100 zombies, it's like, alright, I guess it's panic time. And thank you so much for everyone who has been lurking, who's been tuning in, who's been chatting, who's been subscribing, following, hosting, rating, and all that good stuff. It all helps, and I really do appreciate it. I do hope you are all enjoying the stream. Oh yeah, that was one of the ones, like, I generally prefer being near gas stations, but like when I say near gas stations, like at gas stations. But that church is like this is two stories indoors. Like, you know, people mention that it's like, okay, the second story isn't accessible. Like, there's not a floor up there. It's just open space. But you could easily just build a base inside that place, and then when you get a ladder, you've got a whole second floor already built, all interior. You know, you'd probably have to do something to put some water barrels outside along the edges or something to then plumb the water in. Oh, that's a kitchen knife? I thought it was a hunting knife. Lame, get it out of here. No one wants to see that. And stop climbing the fence and just walk over here. I always appreciate the, like, all the emotes Whistlebeak, like, they're fantastic. And I don't know what Twitch channel Vay is, but she has a very expressive range of emotes that I can only imagine have some really good backstory to them. Alright. Mashin Kimi, cashing in 5 push-ups. I'll have to do those real quick. So as soon as the zombie gets done climbing over this fence, get rid of him. And I'll do the 5 push-ups, and I'll be right back. And it goes well. Yep, okay, so let me get those recorded. Alright. And we're basically just about to the far end of this town. I want to get away from the corner of this place, because corner's one of those things that, like, they're an area you can't see what's happening and get yourself in trouble. Oh, we got a zombie over here at the bar. Of which I still think at our base we have something like 30 or 40 beers just sitting around. Because drinking alcohol in this game makes you super sleepy, so I don't typically use it as food. I typically save beer for when you're in that situation where it's like, no, I really want my character to go sleep. Let's chug a couple beers and get sleepy. Alright, zombies rolling in mass. What is this again? Like, we just cleared this way. Where did these zombies come from? Okay. Okay, so it is actually something. Like, I thought people were just exaggerating when they said, like, well, the zombies will come to you. It's like, but my understanding of the mechanic was they would go to where there were open spaces and just, you create open spaces. Because they do just endlessly come to me, I mean, we might just get stuck here fighting an Necron forever. Like, we're getting really high concentration of zombies strolling into where we're at. Yep, now that I understand and agree with. But then the idea is, as the zombies clear up the spaces behind them, like by moving to your space, those spaces get clearer. It should take them longer and longer to move to you, because they have to backfill whatever was cleared out. Yeah, I mean, in theory, then, well, I do wonder if they would all come to you at some point, because, alright, so they go to open spaces and you make the open space, fair enough. For a long time, the zombies are going to get to you. Yeah. It's just at that point, it wouldn't be that they come to you, that zombie would continuously move around randomly because literally everywhere but where it stands is a more open space than it currently is in. Now, if you waited long enough, sure, randomly, it sooner or later would make its way to you, but... I don't like when it does the, the plate, like foot plant yourself, push the zombies. Alright. So the pink shirt by the mailbox has a hunting knife. Because we do want to retrieve those because the hunting knife supply is getting low because I'm getting forced to use it because of the number of zombies. So, from my understanding, and again, this is also anecdotal because I haven't looked into it myself, you know, just what I've been told, is that there are two, like, they're both the migration mechanic, but there are two different sets that some will, you know, actually, like, you'll have ones that'll try and fill in the empty spots within their own cell, but if the neighboring cell doesn't have enough, that there's a separate migration that will then be able to push to the next cell kind of thing. Like, it's the same thing in your settings that you set, but there's two different parts to the mechanic, as it were. That said, that's what I've heard secondhand. I don't know how correct or incorrect that is. And we are officially in the storm. And this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but when it gets to be nighttime, it's going to be impossible to see much of anything. So I do want to push to get to my car. Where were these? Like, we just drove through here, and now we've got 3 hordes of like 20 zombies. And none of them have anything I actually want, like no machetes, no katanas, no large backpacks. Dad's got a hunting knife as well, the one I just stabbed a moment ago. It's like through her thigh or leg or whatever. I've lost track of her because I didn't catch what color shirt she had or anything. Oh, near the mailbox as well? Because I know we've got the one with the pink shirt by the mailbox. Cool, I'll take a look. Awesome, that's perfect, because I know where that is. So yeah, so you're saying like down here-ish. That's the busted hunting knife we had. Yep, cool, thank you. I'm guessing I two-tapped her if she went down that fast. I think we are at the point high enough short blade that we can two-tap with a hunting knife sometimes. Not reliably, but on occasion. Look, zombies, you got me out in the rain. It's cold. I just want to go home. But you're bogarting me from my truck. Okay, so basically the way durability works on your weapons is every weapon has a number of times it can take a durability hit. That's one part. But it also has a thing that says, okay, there's a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 20 or a 1 in 70 chance with every single hit that it will take durability damage. So every single time you hit something with it, it goes, roll the dice. Alright, do I take damage? And if so, you know, I lose a hit point of life on my durability. So stuff like the crowbar, what makes it so amazing is while it does have a decent amount of life, the thing that really makes it inspiring is I want to say base is something like 1 in 50 or something like that chance of taking durability. And with full maintenance like 1 in 70 or something ridiculous. I need to get out of this. The visibility is getting terrible. Yeah, so that's the thing. Crowbar gets really absurdly durable. But yeah, it is basically every time you use the weapon, it rolls a dice to see if it gets damaged. So, in theory, I could sit there with the crowbar at max durability, and I'm going to say like 10 hit points. I don't actually know what the crowbar has. And then just roll to take a durability hit every single time and a break in seconds. Now, statistically speaking, that is absurdly unlikely. But in theory, that could happen. Just the same as in theory, I could be walking around with a crow or a spear with no maintenance skill, and just go through an entire pack of like 100 zombies without a breaking. Again, super unlikely. But random number generation is random number generation. It's the same thing. You, in theory, could go up to a slot machine at a casino, pull the lever, get all 7s, and then immediately walk up to the next machine, pull the lever, get all 7s. The odds of it happening are so absurdly low it's not worth mentioning, but you know. I need to get our character out of this bad, because you'll notice our temperature is going down, and we're also soaking wet. Our character can catch a cold this way. And colds in this game are actually pretty awful. The cold itself is not particularly dangerous, but it's effectively the same as constantly shouting as you sneeze and cough. So we want to get inside before we get a cold so that we're not drawing zombies to us everywhere we go. Oh, what are you doing, zombie horde that just showed up out of nowhere and just said, yep, this is where we live now? Yeah, that's where you're gonna park. That's fine. I'm getting our truck and we're going home. There's another horde there, there's another horde there. Change of plan and direction. I see you, zombie. I almost didn't, but I do. All of the zombies have come out. The good news is not bunched up around the car. The bad news is that means the car is probably stalled. So, the thing I didn't think about is how I'm getting back where I want. Because we haven't cleared this other way in a long time. That's fine. We go around. Okay. What is all of this? What is happening with the zombies in this world right now? And again, this is another place we had cleared previously. Now granted, this is not Ekron here. This is just out in the middle of nowhere. And the problem is, the more I'm driving this way, the more the zombies are collapsing in behind the car, the more backtracking becomes less viable. I would have if I knew that we were going to deal with all this. Now granted, it seems like we've gone away from where the most of them have been migrating, so that's good. Because basically my plan is just go around, which, you know, isn't great, but backtracking felt worse. Wait, was that what I think it is? Oh, don't do this to me, game. That's a katana. No, I know how much I want that katana. Like, I really want the katana. Ah, we have officially killed a zombie by means other than melee as of that second. What is all of this? I'm just sad that we just saw a katana and we just had to drive away and leave it there. I think that's a bread knife tormenting. But so far we've only killed one zombie by means other than melee. Like, we knocked over a bunch of zombies with the car, so we have damaged plenty of zombies with the car, but only one actually went squeesh. Alright, I have corrected my posture. I wanted to get back to the house so we could read our book. That way, I would have that done. That was the plan for the storm, but it's looking like we're just going to drive through the storm is what we're going to do. Come on, truck, don't be this way. I mean, I believe... Wait, can you check the, I'm trying to remember if you can check the game settings when you go to load the save file. Like, I don't remember... I don't think you can. Like, you can see that's custom sandbox or apocalypse, that kind of thing. Yeah, there are definitely way more zombies than there were, and I'm 99.999% positive we have respawns off, because I don't realistically feel like we would make any real headway if respawns are on. It just seems like they're aggressively closing in. Oh yeah, I'd have to look through files. I don't think I'm going to do that during stream, but I'm fairly positive we have the respawns turned off. Yeah, I know there's a mod that lets you change the settings, which lets you see it. And my entire concern is, like, the moment that mod's lit, people be like, oh, he's probably just changing his settings and all that. It's like, and I get it, I shouldn't care, but I don't like giving people ammunition for that kind of stuff. The other way I could do it is just, you know, look at the VOD. Like when we started to run, just pull up the VOD and go, okay, what were our settings when we started the VOD? I do wish when you select your save files to be like you could look in, like it could be an advanced or whatever, it's like these were your game settings. Not to like give you the ability to change it, but just look at it and go, those are your settings, without requiring a mod or anything. Something tells me our truck is also somewhat louder. Yep, exactly. Like 7 Days to Die, where you can just go, what were my settings, please tell me. Alright, it looks like we are probably going to have to fight more, I think. Actually, might get lucky and they were far enough away that they'll start coming this way. Because the base is over here. And I'm praying that once again we don't come home to like 50 zombies sitting over by our generator. But the fact that I've got 2 zombies wandering out here does not encourage. Okay. Okay, I did not want to, get the mod and end the charade. Oh, what charade? Oh. To check the settings. I'm pretty much entirely positive we don't have respawns turned on. I just think it's migration is just ruining our day. Oh hey, our strawberries are blooming. All right. I do have it set on the advanced to respawn of 0. Like I said, I'm very sure that we have respawns off because we would be overwhelmed just trying to take over the city. I just think it's because of the helicopter and migrations that we have tons here. Gotcha. Yeah. Mash and Kimmy is also new. Mash and Kimmy is one of the people that, when I do multiplayer on Tuesdays, joins us. Yep. And I do hope it helps with everyone with that. Alright, we're just eating our salad and going to sleep. We'll pick up the book later.